Hello, YouTube. How you doing today? I am Queen Lillie, and welcome to my live. This is Life Under Trump, Part 80. Can you believe it? We are already at Part 80. So I hope y'all have an amazing day. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let me know if you can hear me. Again, this is Queen Lillie, Life Under Trump, Part 80. We got a lot to talk about. We may even roll it back a little bit to where it all began and get it all the way up to speed to where we are now. Because Jasmine Crockett was asked a question about Elon Musk, and when you hear her response, you're going to clap and rejoice with me. Can you hear me, Queen Victorious? Can you hear me, Victorious One? Thank you. Thank you. Praise God. But yeah, Jasmine Crockett, she is letting Elon know, I'm not here for you. You not the boss of me. And the Republicans need to make up their mind. Either Elon is his advisor to Donald Trump, or either he's over Doge, or he's a patriot. But I noticed no one can give us a clear answer. Who is Elon Musk to America? Because we all see what's going on. We see that Elon Musk has brought the presidency. Donald Trump is not the president. He is actually the vice president. From what you and I can see, that's what's going on. Because, hey, when they're doing interviews, Elon is doing all the talking. Dunny Boy is sitting there letting Elon's son put boogers all over the desk. Who is the president of the United States? Inquiring minds want to know. Who is our president? Don't you want to know in the chat? What about you, Victorious One? Who is our president in the United States? It has become a question to a lot of people. Even in Congress, they are saying Elon Musk is the president of the United States. Yeah. We're going to roll it back a little bit. We're going to bring it back forward, okay? Roll it back a little bit. This is Life Under Trump, Part 80. So we got Elon Musk. His sales are going down. People trying to sell their vehicles. Nobody wants the Teslas anymore. There's protests at Tesla. They're protesting against Elon Musk. We're sick of Elon. Other countries sick of Elon too, y'all. Don't forget that, okay? These two devils are up to no good. We can see through their shenanigans. America is protesting the both of them. Deport Elon Musk. Deport Melania Trump. They are immigrants. So if Donnie gonna just be deporting the brown and black people, hey, Elon, bye. Deport Elon Musk. Deport Melania Trump. They are immigrants. We're discussing the orange devil, Donald Trump, and Elon Musk. What Trump is doing is unconstitutional. Him and Elon are not abiding by the Constitution, and no one can override the Constitution, whether he thinks he's a king or not. He doesn't have the qualifications to be a king. He's just a sucker for Putin and Elon. Also, why are only black and brown people being deported? There's illegal white people here as well, Donnie, and you know it. There's illegal Russians here. There's illegal Europeans here. There's immigrants here from Europe and Russia. Say Saranado to them too, Donnie boy. You can't. Putin on you. You can't send the Russians back. But they're immigrants. That time is up. Send them back. Deport them. How about that? We're going to go on into a little of Elon Musk and his drama, him and his baby mamas. Y'all always used to say that about black men, baby mamas. But we're going to say baby mamas about these two Caucasians, Donnie Boy and Elon. Elon has 13 children by different women. That is ghetto, Elon. And you're not a genius. You labeled yourself that. And once it was a repetitive message in people's minds, they believed it. You just like Donnie, know how to get other people to do stuff. Like you got them little young boys out here doing stuff. taking our information without our permission. We never gave you permission, nor those little young boys permission to take our information illegally. You out here breaking the law, Elon, every day because we didn't give you permission to have our information. So let's see what Elon baby mamas have to say about him. Him and all his hood booger stuff. Can y'all hear me? Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Victoria's one, can you hear me? Because my mic went out for a moment. Okay. Hey, Queen Vera, how you doing? So we're going to go ahead and get on to some Elon Musk stuff that's going on. We're not going to let Elon Musk think he can get away with the things he's done in this country. We must not. Okay, here it is. I was about to say, I did not delete this video. I refuse to delete this video.
An Elon Musk saga that is going on and playing out child with his fourth partner. And the only reason we found out about this information coming to light is because Ashley St. Clair...
Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
...has come forward and admitted that 5 months ago she gave birth to Elon Musk's
child. Hold on. Vera, can you hear me?
Now sued him.
Because my mic keep going out. The light went out on my mic. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. I'm going to go back to it. I want y'all can't miss this. This is about Elon.
St. Clair and Elon Musk saga that is going on and playing out before our eyes truly is the funniest thing happening in politics right now. Like, so as we know,
can y'all hear this?
Fathered his 13th child with his fourth partner. And the only reason we found out about this information coming to light is because Ashley St. Clair, the mother of Elon Musk's 13th child, has come forward and admitted that 5 months
hit the like button, please.
To Elon Musk's child. And she has now sued him for custody and paternity and all these things. And there's been a whole bunch of court documents that have been leaked. And there has been a lot of text messages leaked by Ashley. And they were communications of Elon Musk and her communicating on Signal. Okay, so the first round of screenshots that Ashley St. Clair posted and then deleted were of her sending that she had given birth to their child. So these messages were probably sometime back in September. After she sends the photo, he responds saying, all well. She responds saying, he's perfect. And then he responds saying, I look forward to seeing you and him this weekend. And then it's cut off at the end, but I think he says like falling asleep, how's recovery going or something like that. And then she sends him a selfie of her and her friend. And according to court documents, this photo was taken when she was 2 months postpartum. And he responds saying, hi, cutie. And she says, hi, see you soon. And then he responds saying, I want to knock you up again. Sorry, but he is so creepy. And then she released these, and clearly the vibe is starting to change within their messaging at this point. He says, I get credible unaliving threats every day. I'm number 2 after Trump for unaliving. Wake up. This is not the time for sentiment at the expense of safety. If I make one mistake on security, child's name will never know his father. And Ashley St. Clair responds saying, that's why the father spot on his birth certificate is blank right now, E, and why he has my last name. And then he responds saying, necessary for now, only the paranoid survive. Elon, if you're seeing this, that paranoia that you're feeling might come from your guilty conscience, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But she then responds saying, I understand. Apologies if Eva's text upset you. There has been incredible discretion used here and will continue to be. He then responds saying the threat level will reach insane levels until the election is decided. Loose lips sink ships. Okay, in this one, literally... So Ashley St. Clair reaches out to Elon and says, hi, I feel like a lot broke down when Jared got involved. He said, and I don't know who Jared is. I think that's like an assistant of Elon Musk. He said a lot of pretty horrible things to me that he attributed to you. And I feel as though there was never a rift in our relationship before that. If you are in New York or you would like me to come to DC, I really would appreciate being able to speak to you in person. I care about you deeply. And I feel as though third parties have put a major rift in our relationship that I truly wish was better for the sake of our son. And he responds saying, okay. She sends this gif of Jim Carrey, alrighty then, and he responds saying something so disgusting and creepy. But we do have a legion of children to make. When she released those, the reactions were mixed. There were people who felt bad for her, and then there were people, especially like the Magamite mommies, who were not happy with her and were like calling her a gold digger. Laura Loomer was one of them. This user on X, who is a friend of Ashley St. Clair, basically said that she agreed with Laura Loomer, who is saying that Ashley St. Clair is a gold digger and she had planned all of this out to trap Elon. Like, just messy. This woman responds to like Laura Loomer saying all that, saying that she agrees with her. And then she goes on to post receipts, text message receipts from 2023 between allegedly her and Ashley St. Clair, talking about how Elon Musk had followed her on social media and how she wanted to have one of his children. And this was back in 2023. Let's look at the receipts that Isabella Moody provided for us. And please, we're just getting the tea in enemy territory, okay? I am not endorsing this creator or telling you to follow this creator. Don't even download X. Okay, so here's the conversation between that user and allegedly Ashley St. Clair. Ashley allegedly texts this woman saying, Elon followed me. I need his rocket babies, LOL. And this user who is releasing these receipts says, OMG, no way, that's so awesome. And then Ashley says, he 100% saw my moon landing tweet. Look, I'll take one for the team, seduce Elon, and get in a rocket to see what's up. And this other woman responds, oh yes, you must, for the sake of society. And then Ashley allegedly responds saying, I need a caption to seduce Elon Musk, thinking of the dangers of AI, laughing emoji. So that was the entirety of the receipts. But if we go look into Miss Ashley St. Clair's posting history, we can see that she has, had big heart eyes for Elon Musk for quite some time, even when he was in the headlines for dealing with a horrible custody battle with the mother of his other children. April of 2022, Ashley St. Clair says that Elon Musk is a hero. Later that same month in 2022, good morning to everybody, especially Elon Musk, which is endless tweets about Elon Musk going back 5+ years. He literally had a baby with a fan. And then she'll post like weird stuff too about him, like Elon Musk is the greatest war general in modern history. What are we talking about? Lastly, can I just say, her lawsuit and her filing just even further put the nail into his coffin that Elon Musk is a deadbeat dad. And in an article that I read about this, I think it was Daily Mail, so take it with a grain of salt, a female friend of Elon Musk was asked if he was going to be done after the 13th child, and she responded that he would continue to have children for at least the next 30 years. Great. Just don't get how he thinks he has superior genetics. He looks more like his father every single day. He looks just like Errol, aging like milk.
Elon Musk is not an attractive man at all. So she's not lying that he's not aging well. And all the surgery that Elon Musk has had, he's still not attractive. I don't care how many hair plugs this man get, he would never be attractive. That's why him and Dunny Boy get along so well. They're two unattractive men. More humor for you. I want you to watch that again. That's Donny Boy's son. Not Donny Boy, that's Elon's son. Hold on. That little boy digging in his nose and touching Donald Trump, I love it. I love every bit of that. Elon and all his children. X is so bad. Lord, fix it. One moment. I don't like what they have done to Joyce Reid, so I'm going to mosey over to a little bit about Joyce Reid. I hope y'all don't mind, because it's Black History Month. It ain't going to hurt you to hear something about a black person, okay? Yesterday, Joyce Reid, it was her last day on MSNBC, and the comments that a lot of white people left was so cruel. She looks nothing like a monkey. That is cruel that y'all left those comments. Very cruel.
To my beautiful black people, this is a call to action. Tonight, we will watch Joy Reid's show, The Readout, on MSNBC for the last time. Joy Reid is a fearless truth teller, being forced off the air to please this racist faction currently running the country. We are witnessing the destruction of freedom of the press. We are witnessing the destruction every day of the Constitution. In this moment, we must unite to show once again that we will not support anyone or any company that is openly against black people. After Joy Reid's show tonight, I will never watch MSNBC again, and neither should you. This is a prime example of why black people need to support each other. We need to value our own media outlets over MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News, the same way we need to value our own black businesses, because this society was built on racism, and they refuse to let go of their hate. They will continue to dismantle everything around them in order to protect their white privilege. They will continue to attack the black community if we let them. We are only vulnerable to this racist society because of our lack of unity. You must have courage in this moment. If you don't have courage, then use some of mine. I am not afraid because I know my ancestors stand with me, helping me fight for our black liberation. They have survived the worst that this world could ever produce. I know that because I'm still standing here. Our children's future depend upon our willingness to do everything in our power to organize the masses of black people, to take what is rightfully ours by any means necessary. Equality is rightfully ours. Access to resources and opportunity is rightfully ours. The ability to feel safe from police brutality and militia groups is rightfully ours. The opportunity to learn the fullness of our history is rightfully ours. Too long have they exploited us. Too long have we fallen for their tactics to divide us by religion, colorism, classism, or sexism. Our ancestors were the first civilization. Our ancestors created the first language, math, science, agriculture, architecture. All of this began with us. We are the indigenous people. We belong everywhere. That is the truth that they hide. All of their violence and vitriol is based upon fear of black people. Fear of one thing, our black unity. There's no more time to waste. Joy Reid's departure from MSNBC is just another part of Project 2025 strategy to silence all black people that give a voice to the voiceless. All black people that seek to educate black people. Make no mistake about it, we are under attack. And I don't really want to hear about allies today, because if Joy Reid had allies, then all those other so-called reporters and journalists on MSNBC would be walking today until Joy Reid was back on the air. Where's the allyship there? Stop calling yourself an ally when you jump in and out of standing next to black people when the bullets are flying. It's time to do more than like and share this video. You got to get out of your seat. You got to get out of your house and get into the community. You got to do the work with me. You can't put it all on me or others like me. You have to step up and protect your family and protect your community. You have to step up in this moment. All of us. We have a responsibility. Those who know better must do better. You got to get out into the community and do your part at rebuilding and protecting our people. You got to do your part in teaching your children their history. You have to do your part and stop giving your money to people that hate you. You have to do your part and support one another. You have to do your part. And regardless or not, whether you have children or not, you have children, because every time you walk out the door and you see some black kids walking around, they're yours too, because it takes a village. We need to be watching out for our youth. We need to be mentoring our youth. We need to stand with them and tell them every day that we love them and that we need them and that they are important. We need to pour love and honesty into our youth, whether they belong to you or not. It takes a village. So we need to be that village for our people. No more excuses. No more hesitation. If you are black, you have a responsibility in this moment to do everything in your power to protect your community from this pathetic display of of white privilege. You best believe I'm going to do my part. As the president of the Black Revolutionary Collective, I'm going to do everything in my power to do right by our people. Till my last breath, I will fight for our black liberation. We will gain economic and political power. We are the global majority, and we are going to start acting like it. We're going to start moving like it. This is a righteous cause that I would gladly give my life for, because I love you, black men. I love you, black woman. I love you, black children. Knowledge is power, and power will go to our people.
Happy Black History Month. I love y'all. All of you. Now, we were warned by this beautiful woman, but a vast majority refused to listen. And we are living exactly what she's gonna say in this video.
Nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it.
Project 2025 is not affiliated with the Trump campaign.
This is a document I know nothing about. It's called Project 25.
I don't know what the hell it is. It's Project 25. He's involved in Project, and then they read some of the things, and they are extreme. I mean, they're seriously extreme. But I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, when Donald Trump and jdvance were on the campaign trail, they went out of their way, as you saw there, to assure voters they have nothing to do with the far-right dystopian, as Donald Trump said, extreme Project 2025. Of course, those were just outright lies to get votes, because now that they are in office, the Heritage Foundation's plan is being put into place. And it is music to Russell Vought's ears. And according to the online Project 2025 tracker, the Trump administration has already implemented 36% of the far-right blueprint. And that includes fulfilling 100% of objectives to get rid of USAID, 89% for the State Department, 58% on personnel, and 56% of the Department of Justice. And all that is in the first month.
Nothing to do with Project 20.
One moment, please.
What the actual fuck is happening right now? This isn't just a small shakeup. This is an all-out purge of the top military leadership in the United States. President Trump has just fired General C.Q. Brown, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He's not stopping there. He's clearing house at the Pentagon and replacing seasoned, battle-hardened leaders with yes men. And here's the part that should be keeping you up at night. This isn't about the military getting better. This is about loyalty. Trump isn't picking leaders based on experience, skill, or merit. He's replacing them with people who are loyal to him, not the Constitution. That's how you start down a dangerous road towards authoritarianism. Now, let's talk about why this is even worse than it sounds. As someone who served for 18 years, I can tell you, this puts the military in an impossible position. We've all sworn the oath to protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But when a sitting president starts making a grab for power like this, that's the domestic enemy we swore to fight. And here's the kicker. The military's hands are tied. Under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, the military can't just intervene in political matters. We can't stand in the way of lawful orders, and we can't engage in political activity while wearing the uniform. But here's the problem. What happens if enough loyalists are put into power and start interpreting those orders in their favor? What happens if what's illegal becomes a matter of interpretation based on loyalty rather than the Constitution? This is how a democracy turns into a dictatorship. We are witnessing the systematic dismantling of our military's independence. And it's being replaced with people who will follow orders no matter what. That's the first step in seizing control. And trust me, if the military no longer serves the American people and instead serves one man, we're on the edge of something much darker. And who's stepping in to replace these career military professionals? Trump's picking people with business backgrounds. Take retired Air Force Lieutenant General Dan Raisin Kane. His most recent job was with a venture capital firm, not military command. This is not the person you want in charge of national security. This isn't about a few changes at the top. This is a full hostile takeover of the U.S. military. If this continues, we'll have an army that no longer answers to the Constitution, but only to one man's agenda. The military will no longer be an independent force dedicated to protecting the American people. It'll become a weapon in the hands of a dictator. And here's the real danger. If this keeps going, it doesn't just stop with the military leadership. We'll be facing a military that could be used against our own people. What happens when the military, stripped of independence, starts being deployed against citizens who stand up to this power grab? You think it's impossible? It's not. We've seen it happen in history, and it can happen again. I know this is probably going to enrage people. Some might say, why isn't the military doing something to stop it? Why aren't they upholding their oath? But let me ask you this. What do you expect the military to do? We can't just take matters into our own hands. We can't just disregard our chain of command. We're bound by the Constitution, and we're bound by the law. But what happens when the people at the top start twisting the laws for their own benefit? That's the question we're facing. Here's the thing. We do have laws that are supposed to keep the president from using the military against the American people. There are safeguards in place, like the Posse Comitatus Act, which restrict the military from being used for law enforcement purposes. But with the track record we've seen so far, do we really trust that those laws will protect us? Do we trust that these safeguards will hold up against someone who's already shown a blatant disregard for the Constitution? I'm seeing more and more danger these changes are posing to us. And this is no longer just a possibility. It's becoming a real risk. If these changes aren't stopped, we may very well end up facing a military that serves only one person, one agenda. And when that happens, there's no telling what could come next. Now, I know some of you are asking, what can the military do if the president tries to use us against the people? The truth is, the military's job is to obey lawful orders. But what happens if those orders become unlawful? If they turn on the very people we're sworn to protect? What happens if a person in power pushes the military to act against our own citizens, against the Constitution we swore to defend? Well, here's the thing. The military can't just ignore these kinds of orders, not without dire consequences anyway. Our hands are tied by law and our oath. But just because our hands are tied doesn't mean that we're going to turn on our own people. We won't. If the military is ever ordered to act against the people, we're not going to blindly follow. Our duty is the Constitution and to the people, not a single man with an agenda. The military will not obey unlawful orders to turn on our own people. This isn't just politics as usual. This is a massive shift in power, and we're watching it unfold in real time. If we don't act, if we don't stay informed, we may not be able to stop this before it's too late. I want to hear from you. Are we witnessing the beginning of the end of our democracy? Or is this just a minor shakeup that'll blow over? Drop your thoughts below and share this. This is a conversation we need to be having.
This just isn't a minor shakeup. No. This is a shakedown on the American people. And the more we speak up, like the town hall meetings I showed y'all, do I got to refresh your memory and show you them again? Donald Trump did not expect the Republican Party to speak up against him. They are speaking up against him right now. He didn't think that was going to happen. He thought y'all was going to bow down and let him just stick it in you with no Vaseline. But the Republican Party are standing up for what's right. And when you do that, a man like Donald Trump will try to call martial war on us. The American. You can't shut me down, MAGA. No matter how much you report my live, I'm going to still come on here daily. The American people, we must fight back. What did Donald Trump say at his rally? Fight, fight, fight. Well, I'm telling you to fight, fight, fight. Stand up for us, the American people. Don't lie down and take it. You're not weak. You're just tired. And that's what he wants you to be, tired, where you just bow down and take it. We will not bow down and take it. More examples of what's going on and how people are feeling in America.
This book gives examples of people who've done it. And these are people that they give examples of committed mass murder. Mass murder. Thousands and tens of thousands of people. This book is endorsed by jdvance. This book is endorsed by Donald Trump Jr. This book is endorsed by Steve Bannon. And I have written books on these right-wing movements for years. And they're taking the language of this book and it's infiltrating across right-wing discussions. The Secretary of Defense that just got appointed is a white supremacist who has been organizing his own militia.
Pink headset.
They wanted him as Secretary of Defense. We need to put more research capacity together to know the full scope of what's going on, because this book represents the real Trump world, and the guy who co-wrote it, is a neo-Nazi who's been a friend of Trump's for years. You know, and finally, I'll just say, remember, Trump's own first wife, many of his associates from the first term said he's a Hitler admirer. Right? He told generals, I want generals like Hitler had. We've got to do more intense research. I'd be happy to be part of it.
Let him talk. I don't like they cut him off. The man is trying to tell us something. And I did not like that man cut him off. The man is warning us about Project 2025. And those men wanted to cut him off when he trying to help the black community. You don't get many white people fighting with us. So don't you ever, when somebody trying to inform you to help you, don't cut him off. I did not like them cutting that man off because he is warning us about Project 2025. And a lot of the black community is not talking about it when they should be. Why wait till something happened and you're not prepared? Warning the black community to get prepared, and they shut him down. Don't ever do that. We need all the warning we can get, all of it. We need to be prepared. That man was warning us, black people. He was warning us. Listen when somebody warns you. I don't care if they red, black, purple, green, white, whatever race they are. When they are warning you, you listen. Project 2025 is real. Donald Trump wants a white America. He does not want others here. I am other. You are other. One moment. I'm very disappointed they cut that man off when he's trying to teach us what's going on. He's not lying. It shouldn't matter if he's white. He's up there telling us something right. We need it. And listen to this buffoon.
Hopefully once and for all what your expectations expectations are with this email to federal employees. What are you going to use that information for? And do you see it as voluntary, like OPM has said, or mandatory?
Yeah, well, it's somewhat voluntary, but it's also, if you don't answer, I guess you get fired. What it really what it is do people exist? We have this massive government with millions of people, and nobody knows who's working for the government, who's not. So what they're doing is they're sending out a letter to everybody, and they're saying, what were the things you did last week? I guess they ask for 5. And if people are working, it's easy. I could tell you 5 things I did last week.
You played golf.
I did 6 weeks ago, right?
Donald Trump been at the golf course more than he's been in office.
What your expectations are with this email to federal employees? What are you going to use that information for? And do you see it as voluntary, like OPM has said, or mandatory?
Yeah, well,
And they shouldn't have to answer to Elon. Elon is not their boss. And Donald Trump, you need to make your mind, is Elon working for you? He's an advisor. He's working for Doge, over Doge, or he's a patriot? Because that's about the email that he sent to the people. They need to respond to him. He put out on Twitter. Elon, they don't owe you anything. Yes, they're ignoring you. You're not the boss of them. You're just a South African racist that's in this country. I'm going to let y'all listen to some things about the Republican budget, okay? Hold on. One moment, please.
I actually read the budget, and it will come as no surprise to anybody here that I've come to a different conclusion about this budget than the chair of this committee. The sheer magnitude of the cuts that are proposed in this budget are going to hurt regular people and a lot of the people that I represent. So today we're here to discuss the Republican budget, a budget, in my opinion, that is a betrayal of the middle class. There is nothing America first about this budget. This is about gutting programs that help everyday people so that Republicans can give more handouts to billionaires and special interests. I mean, I keep hearing Republicans run these ads about how their budget is going to put money in regular people's pockets. Talk about misleading. You conveniently forgot to mention that billions and billions this budget gives away to the ultra-rich. And you forgot to mention that you're stealing from regular people to do it. People will see their costs go up. In other words, everyday people, teachers, nurses, firefighters, police officers, farmers, plumbers, laborers are going to get screwed. And I've seen this before. I saw it in 2017, the last time Trump was in the White House. Republicans love rigging the economy for the ultra-wealthy. And today, here they are, keeping the gravy train rolling for billionaires, making it possible for them to pay a lower effective tax rate than the working people of this country. And by the way, you know who else loves this budget? The price gouging corporations that have been squeezing families at the grocery store, at the gas pump, and on their rent checks. A lot of them pay nothing in taxes. They pay nothing. In fact, nearly 50 companies in the S&P 500 reported paying no income tax expenses in 2023. And you wouldn't dare do anything about that. And then Republicans have the nerve to lecture us about fiscal responsibility. They claim they care about the deficit, but they can't help themselves because this budget blows a massive hole in the deficit. You have $2.7 trillion, that's trillion with a T, in tax giveaways for the ultra-rich contained in this budget. And in the same breath, they're slashing programs that help everyday people. Oh, they're coming after Medicaid, and they're coming after Social Security, and they're coming after Medicare, and they're coming after SNAP, a program that ensures that kids and seniors do not go hungry. I mean, how cruel is that to take away food and keep this country going? In short, this bill is not about helping regular people. It's about helping the billionaires and price gougers who funded Republican campaigns. Wages for working people have been stagnant for decades. Everything from gas to groceries keeps getting more expensive. Eggs are like $10 a dozen in some places. And we haven't seen a damn thing to bring down costs. It's all handouts to their donors while everyday people fight to just stay above water. This budget does not invest in working families. It robs them. It doesn't strengthen our economy, it weakens it by making it harder for regular people to get ahead. Plain and simple, Republicans are betraying the middle class. Democrats have a very different vision, one that puts regular people in front of billionaires. We care about working people who can't afford rent. We care about the people who get their hands dirty on the job and are pissed off that billionaires are able to pay lower effective taxes than they do. And we care about the nurses and the teachers and the police officers and the firefighters and the waiters and waitresses and cashiers who deserve better than this Republican budget that screws them over. It is insulting. It is insulting. Democrats want tax relief for workers, not the ultra-rich. Democrats believe in protecting Social Security and Medicare, not gutting them to pay for corporate tax handouts. And Democrats support Medicaid and SNAP because we know these programs are essential for keeping millions of Americans who live on the brink from falling off the cliff. And we all know trickle-down economics doesn't work. After the last round of Trump tax cuts that gave companies billions in tax breaks, those companies didn't spend that money on their workers or building new infrastructure. They spent it on stock buybacks to enrich their wealthy shareholders. For example, T-Mobile almost paid nothing in federal income taxes in 2023, but spent $13 billion on stock buybacks, which is why we should grow our economy from the bottom up and not the top down. This Republican budget is about choices, and they're choosing billionaires over teachers and nurses, for God's sakes. They're choosing corporate greed over struggling families. They're choosing to make life harder for the people who do the real hard work in this country. And they're blowing up the national debt while they're at it. Only these guys, Trump and Elon and the MAGA clown show in Congress, could find a way to cut hundreds of billions of dollars in spending on critical and essential programs that help people and yet still blow up the national debt. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The American people deserve better. They deserve a government that works for them and not just the wealthiest elite and those at the top. I ask my colleagues, have any of you been in your districts lately? Have you talked to people? I mean, real people as opposed to just political donors? This is not what people want. I promise you, this is not what people want. And Democrats are going to expose this corruption and grift, and we're going to fight like hell to stop it. And let me just begin by saying I actually read the...
Amen. We need them to fight for us. Damn, you got to fight for the American people because the rich, the Republicans, the mega Republicans, they fighting only for the billionaires and the millionaires. They are not for the people. They're making tax cuts for the rich. I am not rich. It hurts me too. So more on Joyce Reid. What is happening with Joyce Reid? You see this? Well, I'm going to read a little bit. Les Holt steps down as host of NBC Nightly News. Joy Reid's show canceled at MSNBC. Is there a war on black journalists? Yes, it is. It definitely is. It's a racist war on black journalists. And it's done and led by Donald Trump. Hit that like button for me, please. Come on now. We've been in here now 40-something minutes and I only got 10 likes. Don't beat me up like that. I love y'all. Hit that like button for me. Come on, give me some likes. I need it. I'm begging you. Give me some likes. Come on. And, you know, they had a meeting, the French president in Donald Trump's Oval Office, and he had to correct Donald Trump. And Donald Trump does not like when people correct him because he lies so much. He needs to be corrected.
Is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort. And it was through, like the US, loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money, to be clear.
Europe is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort. And it was through, like the US, loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money, to be clear.
Europe.
Y'all saw how Donald Trump gave him that smirk. He corrected him. There's nothing wrong with being corrected. Constructive criticism is good for the soul. But Donnie Boy has no soul. Must we remember that? We must.
This budget that's providing massive tax cuts for the billionaires, cutting $880 billion in Medicaid. It's unclear what's going to happen. The MAGA Republicans, some of them are very outspoken even against this. You've got Republican Congressmember Thomas Massey moments ago saying that this is going to increase the deficit by at least $328 billion just this year if you take the best case scenario that's part of the Republican talking points. This is what Republican Congressmember Massey just said moments ago on C-SPAN. Play it.
Are you still... No, is there anything?
They convinced me in there. I'm a no.
Is there anything?
Look what, let me, their own numbers. If the Republican plan passes under the rosiest assumptions, which aren't even true, we're going to add $328 billion to the deficit this year. We're going to add $295 billion to the deficit the year after that, and $242 billion to the deficit after that, under the rosiest assumptions. Why would I vote for that?
So this budget...
Subscribe to Midas Touch Network, please. Every day they're giving you honest kind of commentary. The thing is, y'all, the budget cuts are not going to help us. No, it's for the rich. He just gave you the rundown on everything. And he's a Republican himself. There's no reason for him to lie. He's in that party that wants to give the rich budget cuts, and he's against it. Totally against it. I'm going to give y'all a little J.D. Vance, which, you know, J.D. Vance don't have much to say because he ain't even the vice president. They the three stooges. You got Elon Musk as president, Donald Trump is vice president, and J.D. just there. One moment.
Got JD out here in pantaloons. They got JD out here in public wearing pantaloons, rolling up to the function, rocking a pair of knickerbockers. Dude looks like a little lad who loves benches and cream. How you gonna tell me the oceans aren't rising when you're currently clad in a pair of business capris, JD? And what are you doing on stage anyway? Shouldn't you be watching a tower for one if by land, two if by sea? The British are coming here. No wonder this man never stands up for his wife. If he stood up, we'd realize that his bottoms are a child-size medium. What is he showing off the fact that he's made it this far in life without doing a single calf raise? This is a sartorial calamity. This is the highest rise and the lowest point in our nation's history. Did he take the fabric from the pants and add it to the tie? Look at the length of that thing. You could scale a castle wall with that tie. And the way he grips that chair, that is an ownership romanticy style, you know, like a resand, like a this one. This one is mine. Baby, they got JD out here in pantaloons. They got JD
If y'all notice, JD Vance has been absent, but when we see him, he look wore down and worried. Think about it. He's not shaving like he normally would have. His pants are high-watered. I think he's wearing his son's pants, because Lord be, those pants are high water. Capri. Knickerbockers. You're going out bad, JD.
This is just breaking. Donald Trump was just hit with a huge loss in federal court. Judge Ali, the federal judge who ordered the unfreezing of USAID contract spending, just granted a motion to enforce his temporary restraining order against the spending freeze, forcing the Trump administration to unfreeze foreign assistance spending. Politico reporter Kyle Cheney reports that the judge grew increasingly frustrated in court today as a Trump administration lawyer repeatedly refused to say whether they have actually taken any steps at all to implement the judge's 12-day-old order. Cheney says that Judge Ali has ordered the Trump administration to pay, quote, all invoices and letter of credit drawdown requests for work done prior to February 13th by 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night, and that the Trump administration can take no action to impede foreign assistance funds for work that's already been completed. The judge is also also demanding by noon tomorrow any internal guidance that the Trump administration issued to comply with his February 13th restraining order. We're going to be following this story and so much more, so make sure you're following our account and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify. This is just breaking. Donald Trump was just hit with a...
Well, he's losing all his lawsuits. All over the world, they want Elon gone. America and all the other countries, even in South Africa, no one wants Elon. We're going to get rid of you, Elon. We're going to get rid of you. We don't want you in our country. Leave. You're not welcome. You welfare baby. And y'all love to call black people welfare people. Honey, Elon is the welfare queen. He's been getting so much money from our tax dollars, he has become a billionaire off of the backs of the American people.
Here is a list of things Republicans voted no against in straight amendments. No to federal grants for women and children who are assaulted or beaten up by their husbands and fathers. No to protecting funding for Alzheimer's research. No to protecting health care through Medicare for mothers and their children. No to protecting free breakfast and lunch programs at school. No to reducing the cost of prescription drugs. No to protecting food stamps, SNAP benefits. And no to lowering energy prices for people who have trouble affording to heat their home and also eat. But they voted yes to continue the tax cuts for billionaires. In fact, they voted yes to continue tax cuts on anyone making over $10 million a year. They were straight amendments that Republicans could just vote yes or no on to protecting these things. And they said no. Why? Because that's who they are. They don't care about the regular working American citizen. They just don't. Call your senators and let them know you are aware that they voted against all these amendments and ask them to explain themselves as to why. Here is a list of things Republicans...
You got to do your part. Make the calls. She's not telling you to do anything wrong. It's going to help us in the long run. Make the calls to your senators, your congressmen. Subscribe to Pull Up Pasta
Here's
Politics.
A list of things
Oh, yes, my girl, Jasmine Crockett. Yes.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Golf.
That's it. If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Golf.
That's it. If you could speak directly to
Of course, we all would tell him that. Nobody wants Elon Musk in our country. He's a hood booger. He has 13 children by different women. What, 4 or 5 baby mamas? 13 children, Elon? You're a hood booger. You're the biggest welfare queen ever. And what I noticed, none of them women are attractive. Only one that was attractive was Amber Heard, and she didn't even have any kids with him. But the rest of them, they long nose, big. Oh my God, none of those women are attractive. Elon got terrible taste, but what do we expect? He looks like an alien. He wouldn't know what beauty is if it hit him in the face.
Elon Musk and Doge have just deleted the 5 biggest spending cuts they celebrated last week off their website after it was proven to be false information. The New York Times reports that the last of the original top 5 disappeared from the site in the early hours of Tuesday, even as Doge claimed in its latest update that its savings to date had increased to $65 billion, just another fake number. The deleted savings claims included that $8 billion to ICE, which turned out to just be $8 million, a USAID cut, which was included 3 separate times, a $232 million cut at the Social Security Administration, which ended up actually just being $560,000, and others. More errors have also been discovered, like Doge claiming they did a $1.9 billion cut at the Treasury Department, which was actually related to a contract that was canceled last fall during the Biden administration. We're going to keep following this story and so much more, so make sure you're following our account and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and on Spotify.
Americans, that is called cooking the books. And that's illegal. Illegal.
In the past few days, Republicans have been demanding the release of the Epstein flight logs. There are also lots of conspiracy theories being spread by MAGA that the FBI, Trump's FBI, is currently deleting all the Epstein files. But the thing is, they ignore all the files that have already been released because Donald Trump is all over them. We have the Epstein flight logs. They exist. They were released in 2021 as part of the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, the one where Donald Trump wished her well. And Trump appears at least 7 times on the Epstein flight logs. You could see Trump's name here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Trump's personal contact information was also in Epstein's little black book, as you can see here.
Hey, sorry about that. Sorry about that, y'all. My phone shut off. That was strange. I apologize. I am so sorry. We're going to resume. I apologize to you all. I don't know what happened, but I do know that MAGA keeps reporting my lives. They're trying to shut me down because I'm on here talking about Donald Trump. I apologize to you guys for what just happened. I don't know what happened, and it was not of my doing. I apologize, okay? Victorious One, thank you. I don't know what happened, but I do know that MAGA keep trying to shut down my live, have me taken off of YouTube. What they do, they report my live while I'm live, and it causes interference. I apologize to all of you. Let's resume, because we are powerful.
In the past few days, Republicans have been demanding the release of the Epstein flight logs. There are also lots of conspiracy theories being spread by MAGA that the FBI, Trump's FBI, is currently deleting all the Epstein files. But the thing is, they ignore all the files that have already been released because Donald Trump is all over them. And Trump appears at least 7 times.
That's MAGA reporting my live. I rebuke you.
You can see Trump's name here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Trump's personal contact information was also in Epstein's little black book, as you can see here. Or you could look to the tapes that have been released where Epstein said that he
Thank you
was
so
Donald
much.
Trump's
That means a
closest
lot.
friend. So release the files. Release them all. What are you afraid of? You guys run the government now. You can't pin these conspiracy theories on Biden or on Democrats. Go ahead. So in the past few days, Republicans have been
release it. Donald Trump, if you haven't done any wrong, release the file. You don't want to release the file because you know you've done wrong, Donnie. The man with 34 felonies, the man that has MAGA, and MAGA loves to attack people, attack their lives, to try to have their channels shut down when they are not doing anything wrong. More power to you, boo.
People are idiots, and it's taken less than 24 hours to disprove their claim that they have saved $55 billion. So this account went through it really well, backed up by other reporting here. Momentum Chaser, they're claiming that $55 billion has been saved via the Musk Groypers going through everything. Let's see if this is the case. Here's one. So this is the biggest ticket item. They're talking about the DHS contract, and they listed as saving $8 billion. Actually, it's $8 million. Math is really hard, Emma. They missed a zero. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the only error that they made. And clearly they're using AI for this, which we can talk about. But then these USAID contracts listed at $655 million each. So $2 billion total. Wow. Wait, these are IDVs, not contracts. The $655 million is the entire set aside being triple counted. In the first 5 years, only $73 million was awarded and only 2 years remain. People are going to get the idea, but keep going. The Social Security IT services contract, they say it's worth $1 billion. Well, again, this contract spans 6 years. 80% has already been spent, to your point, Liz. Where are we at right now in terms of the actual amount saved?
Again, the books are being cooked. And you know what that means? Bookies. False information being put out there by Elon and his little 4 flunkies. Elon doesn't mean the American people any good. He is not on our side. And because he's not on our side, he's getting protests everywhere, even the Tesla stores. They're right. We got to stand up and fight back, America. This is our country. This is not Elon's country. He is not one of us. They not like us. They not like us. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming to my live. And I apologize for the interruptions. That is MAGA trying to have my live taken down. Pray for my channel. And I love you guys. God bless. Stay blessed. I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Bye.